What's up, everybody? Episode 285. We are back and we are ready. Another Saturday coming at you. Well, it is one slow week, y'all. I'm talking about we are getting down to the drawers of summer. Oh man, when July come, that boring once more when ain't nothing left but baseball and a lot of what ifs and what if that's because all we doing is predicting NBA and NFL. But anyway, oh no, we got a few boxing matches coming up this summer, so we ain't gonna be that bored. We're gonna try to keep it alive as possible. But anyway, what we talking about this week? Uh well, Shannon Sharp has finally had enough of Skip Bayless. It only took what 6.5 years, about as long as the Red and Rev show been on. NBA Finals started this week. We're gonna definitely talk about that. And boy, the coaching carousel is going around and around, and it ain't stopped, baby. I mean, it must be a merry-go-round going on. But we're gonna definitely get into that. The first quarter of Major League Baseball season has come and gone. We're gonna talk about that, I think. Tom Brady, is he or is he not coming back? We'll get into that. The Raiders investing in Jimmy G, was that a mistake? We're gonna definitely get into that. The Braves report this week, not looking forward to that. But anyway, episode 285, let's begin.
Oh boy. All right. Good morning, everybody. We are here. This is the Red and Rev Show. We are here to give you real sports talk from real sports fans who used to be real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen?
Real sports knowledge.
So tune in. We are live. Me and Red are live from the ATL
Charlie.
And Armani is live from the Palatial Studios in Virginia Beach, Virginia. He is here. We are here. Our fearless leader, the great Reverend, is supposed to be coming on later, but he'll be in a few minutes. All right. How's everybody doing this morning, gentlemen? How's everybody this morning?
Good.
We hope everybody is fine out there in radio land or Facebook land, whatever you want to call it. We're going to just jump right on in. Let me see. I'm going to jump into my 285. 285 is a guy who was a actual two-sport player. He started out, he's a big-time basketball player in college. He averaged about 18 a game. But when he got out, they said, you might be too short for the NBA. So he said, I'll try out for football. So he went out for football and became one of the best tight ends in NFL history. And he's probably going to be in the Pro Bowl sometime soon. I mean, not Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame sometime soon. My number 85 is, y'all know him, Antonio Gates.
Oh.
Number 85 for the San Diego Chargers.
Okay, then.
He started, like I said, he was a basketball player, but then, like I said, he was 6'4", and they said, you're not going to make it in the NBA. So he decided to go to football, and he played almost, I think, about 15, 16 years in Hall of Fame career. So Antonio Gates. All right, let's see here. Ladies and gentlemen, so far, nobody's here. Nobody's in Revanite Nation. This is it's kind of scary. Nobody's in Revanite Nation, so I guess we'll just jump right on. We can't welcome them if nobody's here, so we'll go on to our dope, nope, and cope. And like I said, maybe somebody will show up. Who knows? But hey, all right, Armani, what you doping on?
I'm gonna dope on one. Tom Brady says that he is for certain he's not coming back to the NFL. So, hey Tom, listen, I'm so happy you're not coming back because I got tired of you. We all got tired of you, and yeah, dude, just stay away. Just enjoy retirement, man. You've done your due diligence. You played almost 20 years in the NFL. Come on, man. You just stay away. Just stay away. We don't need no more Tom Brady comebacks. Just stay away.
Armani, you do know that's one of our topics, right?
I mean, once again, I could have sworn you just told me That was the last topic. Dude, did you not hear Coach say we were talking about that?
No, I didn't see that.
Well, I guess we know when we bring that up, Coach, he's already giving his thoughts. Lord, boy.
Red.
It's not because it's not on here. It's not on the thing.
We said it before we started, didn't we?
Yes, he did.
Hey,
oh boy, those pre-show meetings are worthless. I see.
All right, Red, what you doing?
My dope moment is the Miami Heat booking tickets to Denver before they even won Game 7. Boy, that was a bold move, Miami. I sure am glad you took care of Game 7 because had you not, boy, folks would have been clowning y'all for booking those tickets to Denver. But good job taking care of Game 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do see a Rev sighting. He's buttoned up. He has the red shirt on. He's ready to go. And Rev, are you ready to jump in and give your dope moment?
Yeah. My dope moment goes to Jimmy Butler. Following through on winning Game 7, just like he said he was going to do. He put his game where his mouth was, and big ups to Jimmy Butler for coming through with the big Game 7 win, willing Miami to victory and doing what he had to do to lead them to the championship. So that's my dope moment.
Okay, good job, Rev. My dope moment goes to Najee Kennedy, an African-American softball pitcher for the University of Stanford, who was named the Freshman of the Year for the entire softball community. She is actually pitching right now. Well, not pitching right at this moment. She's pitching in the World Series, and I think that's a great honor for her to be named Freshman of the Year. Najee Kennedy. She's my dope moment. All right, Red, what's your note moment? It could be plenty of them.
Not really. Well, I only really had 2 this week. But I'm gonna go with Doug McCavich. Doug McCavich saying A-Rod is gonna die a lonely man. Dude, where do you get off the nerve of saying something like that? Something is blasphemy. I mean, I ain't gonna say blasphemy, but dude, you hate A-Rod that much, man? Did it make a statement like that? I mean, dog, dude, saying the man is gonna die a lonely man. First of all, I doubt that, okay? Dude have girlfriends on his arm almost all the time. He got 2 or 3 little girls. Dude ain't gonna die a lonely man, okay? I'm sorry. I know you probably don't like him. I know you upset that maybe he doesn't treat his high school teammates the way you feel he should treat them, Doug McCavich, okay? But, dude, coming out saying, making a statement like that, you putting yourself, you making yourself look bad, Doug, just to make a statement that blatantly and that just, man, I just don't like that. If you got a problem with A-Rod, man, you need to go up to his face and say it like that and to come out and make a statement like that in the media because you coming out looking real shallow and real lame to say the man gonna die a lonely man just because you don't agree with something he did with some high school teammates back in the day. Doug, really, take a seat and sit down, okay? If you don't like A-Rod that much, just go up to him and tell him in his face. But to make a statement like that, that's as disrespectful as it get to me. I mean, he gonna die a lonely man. Dang, dude. I mean, tell us how you really feel.
We got it, Red.
Huh?
We got it.
Yeah. I just didn't like that, man. Just like, dog, dude. I mean, that just foul to me. I mean, I understand you don't like him, but
Red, okay, we got you, Red. We got it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, y'all.
Who's next, Red Coach?
Armani.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had a problem with that statement. And I'm not even an A-Rod fan.
I'm doping on all the fans on Twitter, of course, because, well, a lot of Falcons fans saying, oh, well, you know, Ritter's doing this. He's missing throws here. He's missing throws there. Listen, hey, just let the kid. It's only OTAs. It's only OTAs. Can y'all just let the kid get in the groove of being in camp and let the coaches do what they do, man? Come on now. We can't just criticize. He's the quarterback now, so we can't just criticize the kid every little mistake he makes in OTAs. We got to stop that. Come on now. We got to stop that. We got to stop saying this ain't preseason. This is not even training camp. We talking OTAs. Stop it. Stop it.
You have got to be kidding.
Stop it.
All right, Rev.
I'm open on folk like Stephen A. Smith and others who want to just run to Michael Jordan's defense and not listening to what Scottie Pippen had to say.
Uh-oh.
For instance, Scottie A wanted to say why Scottie didn't say anything when he was a teammate of him. The point is, folk are not arguing what Scottie said. Scottie said he was a horrible team player before Scottie Pippen came to the Chicago Bulls. Who can argue that? The point is, Phil Jackson validated it. Phil Jackson said Michael has to buy into a team concept. So regardless of how you feel about Scottie Pippen, can you argue his point before he got to the team? That's the point. But folk want to just concentrate on him talking about he's blasphemous and all of that stuff, but they're not talking about what he said. He said Mike was a horrible team player before he got on team, which is a fact. He did have all these honors, but he won nothing.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy. We'll start some stuff this
morning. All right, Red. All right. My note moment goes to the young man from Georgia. I can't remember his name. I think his last name is Washington. Sometimes you use social media to say too much, and you shouldn't say everything on social media. He decided he was going to transfer from the University of Georgia, going into the transfer portal, to go to East Mississippi Community College. Dude, that's a clear sign that you have absolutely done nothing academically at Georgia, and you're going to East Mississippi Community College to get some grades. That's all that is. You didn't need to say that on social media. You could have kept that between you and your coach. Your coach told you, yeah, go on down there and get some academics in, and we'll bring you back. But to announce that you're going in the transfer portal from universities such as Georgia to a community college, I think you could have kept that to yourself. You really should have. That's just really.
Leave it alone, Coach.
All right, Rev, what you coping with?
I am coping with the fact that the Braves pitching staff is really struggling, and I can't get excited about this team until they make a major addition to the pitching staff. I'm coping with the fact that I'm looking at Charlie Morton getting paid $20 million to be a 500 pitcher, and he went under 500 last night. So that's what I'm really coping with, because I want to get excited. They are in first place, but it's fool's gold right now, because if they were to play a best of 5 or best of 7 series, they don't have an ace on the staff who can really lead them into the postseason. So that's what I'm coping with at this juncture.
Armani, what are you coping with? I'm coping with the fact that Kyle Pitts may or may not be able to ready to go for the season. Hope you get better, man. I seen that, had to go and look at that hit again from last year, and yeah, I mean that's because we had an incompetent quarterback, too high for him. But just come back, get ready and come back when you can, man. We got Jonnu Smith, and we got hopefully we'll bring Michael Porter back. But I mean, yeah, after looking at that hit over and over again yesterday. Just take the time that you need, man. Don't try and rush it and come back, because ain't no reason to rush it and come back if you're just going to get hurt again. So just take your time, brother.
Welcome to All Tech Lansing.
Red, what are you coping with?
You sounding emotional, Money. Thought we weren't emotional about the Falcons, remember? What am I coping with? Doc Rivers still out here applying for coaching jobs. Dude. How many times do you have to fail and fail and fail till you realize you are not that hot coaching commodity anymore, Doc? I mean, you putting your name in the Phoenix Suns coaching bucket for what? Have you forgot that Chris Paul don't like you? don't want to be coached by you, I could have told you you were never going to get the Phoenix Sun job when you first applied for it. Now, I don't know about, we'll get into the hire they made, but Doc, dude, retire. Go back to TV. But please stop applying for coaching jobs. Nobody is looking to bring you on so you can go, 0 for 11 in game sevens? So you can, choke another 3-1 lead away for the team? So you can have lots of talent on the team and don't take them nowhere but the second round? Sorry, Doc. Your hot coaching days are over, man. Go back to TV or retire. Or start a podcast with your son, Austin Rivers. He got one out there on the Ringer Network. Why don't you join his podcast? But your coaching days might be over, Doc.
I'm coping with I ain't gonna say my favorite player, but I just had to feel sorry for him. One Ja Morant. I see now that the NBA has come up with some new developments concerning your situation. Jay, all I can say is I don't see you playing a lot of NBA games this year. I don't see you making any NBA All-Star bonuses. I don't see you doing a whole lot with the NBA. And as Kendrick Perkins said, which made me laugh, maybe you need to leave Memphis. Maybe you need to go somewhere like, I don't know. Do they have a team in Connecticut? No? Okay, well, I don't know where you go. Rhode Island? I don't know where you can go to get away from all the drama, Jay. So my co-mon with Ja Morant and his ongoing troubles, the suspensions, who knows how many games he's going to get, but it don't look good for his future.
Coach, I'm concerned. I hope you're not about to start defending this guy like you defend Westbrook now. You don't like him like that, do you?
No, sir.
I really hope not. Because you're going to be battling folks forever.
I was just looking at the fact that, you have taken African-American, you have taken a career and flushed it down the toilet. Well, not flushed it down the toilet, but it's in there. You put it in the toilet.
It's his own doing. He ain't got nobody to blame but himself.
Yeah. That's why I say get out of Kendrick Perkins say get out of Memphis.
Folks want to get on Adam Silver. This is not Adam. This is nobody's fault. But Adam Silver ain't got nothing to do with this. Nobody else is his friends. I'm not putting the blame on nobody but one person. This is all on Ja Morant. If he want to better himself, if he want to save his career, then he is going to have to do this himself. Nobody else. Yes. I'm not shifting the blame to nobody else. This is all on him. No friends, no parents, no commissioner, no nothing, no coaching staff, no Memphis, no teammates. Ja Morant is the blame. And Ja Morant is going to have to decide himself if he want to save his career.
Yes. Somebody said Adam Silver was a Nazi, a racist for doing what he getting ready to do. I'm like, really? He's just
a commissioner. He got the.
What is Ja Morant, a schoolboy?
All right,
folks acting like he picking like this some kind of witch hunt for Ja Morant. Ja Morant don't get on the internet with those weapons. Ain't nobody talking about Ja Morant except for the fact he got eliminated by my Lakers.
All right, gentlemen, let's go right into Revernites Nation's Dope, Nope, and Cope. The president is talking about he's doping on Raheem Morris, helping to save a 3-year-old girl who's
that was dope, very dope.
In Las Vegas. Job well done. The president is noping apparently on the Kentucky Kirk has become the Lanier. Not a dope at all.
Lanier
is also doping. He's double doping. I don't think we don't see what you're doing, Mr. President. The Miami Heat and Florida Panthers could be the first NBA NHL market to win a title in the same year. I don't think they have to worry about that.
No,
he's triple doping. Monty Williams gets the bag as he becomes the highest paid coach in the NBA. We'll talk about that later. Maurice Thrower, who is a big Miami Heat fan, he's doping on Kwame Brown, Shannon Sharp. President's coping Red Bull Braves fan. Maurice throws an open on Scottie Pippen's credibility. Just stop it already. We'll agree to disagree. The president's coping. Apparently, there's been other developments regarding John Morant. The fix is in. We'll see you after the year.
Yep.
The president says, Red, we're all waited for his full-throated analysis. Mike,
Talking about Doc Rivers.
glad to have you on the show. He says he hasn't committed any crime and he's old enough to carry a gun in public. Problem is he's representing an organization, so you can't live by your own rules. You got to live by the rules of the organization
Right.
you work for. So regardless if he didn't break the law or commit a crime, the NBA has its own policy. If he doesn't want to abide by the policy, retire. And he can carry guns. He can post all he wants to post, but he works for the NBA. That's just like if we have employers who say you cannot bring a gun on the premises or you can't flash guns. That's their policy. And that's the NBA's policy. And they're not going to change it for Ja Morant. So let's not try to enable Ja Morant. The bottom line is he needs to follow the rules if he wants to make these millions of dollars. That's the bottom line. All right.
And bringing up all, you're not breaking any laws. Excuse me, the NBA is a private entity. Okay. Now, how many of you? This is what made me laugh. All these folks out here want to talk about Ja Morant not breaking any laws. No. Morons, we're not saying he breaking any laws, but how many of y'all can go to your jobs with a doggone firearm? That's what I'm laughing at now, man. How many of these fools can show up with their job with a firearm and keep their job? Probably not many of them.
I can't even.
But now, Ja Morant is getting a witch hunt because his boss is telling him, keep your guns at home. Wow, that is so bad. Ja Morant is getting done so wrong. Ooh, the commissioner is picking on Ja Morant because he's telling him to keep his guns at home. A private entity, they make the rules. Like Rev said, you want to make them millions of dollars? Follow the rules, moron.
And the other thing is you got to realize the NBA as an organization have corporate sponsors. They can't keep their sponsorships if they got a bunch of players flashing guns, which is bad for business. Really so you got to realize certain things happen. So is he supposed to
let me have this one. Please let me have this one.
Stop it.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
Michael, he's not supposed to, doesn't have to do that. But you didn't just hear what was said. The NBA, Red said it very clear. The NBA is a private institution. They make the rules. And Rev said it. If you can't follow the rules, go do something else. Nobody's saying you can't carry a gun, but you can't carry a gun and flash it like that while you playing basketball.
It's bad for business.
Basketball.
Also, we have to think about like your image and nowadays this digital footprint. I mean, once it's on the internet, it's forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't
look at this, Michael. You got hundreds of AAU kids watching Jay Morant. They watch him. They see him. So you think that's the role model they supposed to follow? Him carrying guns, waving guns. I mean, he got kids that look up to him. Nobody say he's supposed to shut up and dribble because he's black.
It doesn't matter. He's still employed. He's still under contract.
He's still. It don't matter.
He's still under contract.
It was during the offseason. Okay, Michael, we get it, guy. You are so right, Michael. Why are we picking on Ja Morant, everybody? He's such a nice boy. You right, Michael. It was the offseason. Why are they telling him to shut up and dribble in black? Gee, why would we ever argue with you, Michael? You are so right. Ja Morant is a good boy. He a good boy. Ain't that right, Michael?
He could be, but at the end of the day, you got to abide by rules and regulations.
He ain't no good boy, money.
Oh, let's diffuse one thing. This ain't got nothing to do with white or black. All right,
no, not at all.
Let's take that off the table, Michael. It ain't got nothing to do with him being black. The bottom line is he broke the rules. Period. The NBA does not need a bunch of ball players, black or white, European, international, wherever they come from, flashing weapons. That's the wrong message for young people. Period.
Thank you.
Okay? We don't know, and the thing is, we don't know what Ben Simmons has. we don't know what Ja Morant has. Okay, Ja Morant may be using, and I hope this is not the case, but it was quite ironic that he used depression. All of this stuff. We don't know if he really has a mental problem or if he's using it for sympathy. We don't know. Okay, just like we can't get in the mind of any of these people. The bottom line is he needs to probably get suspended. He needs to learn how to follow rules. And if he has a mental health problem, he can use all that time off that he's about to have to get all the help that he needs to deal with the mental health problem if he has it. But we're not going to have on this platform, we're not going to look at Ja Morant as a victim. Nope. Because this is the thing. This is the second time in a matter of weeks.
Yep.
This is not the first offense. They worked with him. They allowed him to miss to add on his suspension to the suspension that the Grizzlies already had. But he didn't learn from that. So we're not going to sit here and make Ja Morant a victim. That's not going to happen on this show. If that's what you want to do, this is not the show to watch because he's not a victim, okay? The bottom line is we want to pray for the young man. We want him to get his life together because he's a generational talent and he's about to throw his career away because of making dumb mistakes, period.
Yep. That's it.
Period. All right. Thank you, Rebel Night Nation, for your comments. Did we get them all? Let me see.
Oh, yeah, we got them all.
Alexis Hill said Ja Morant needs a reality check and some help. What's up, Joe Black?
Joe Black.
Joe Black in the house. What's up, man?
All right, let's jump right on in here. We got a NBA Finals. Coach was the only one who answered this on Facebook. I want y'all to do this for me real quickly. I want y'all to do a little fill in the blank because I did this on my Facebook post. And I want y'all to fill in the blank. Give me the word and why as we talk about the NBA Finals.
I think I answered it. It was Murray to weigh you down. I answered it.
Well, let's answer it again. All right. Who wants at it first?
Well, Armani, you go since you didn't really post the answer on Real's page.
NBA Finals is
boring. I'm gonna call it spade a spade.
But go ahead.
I'm just gonna spade a spade because it's. I don't know if it's not. I'm not even gonna say not enough star power, but it's just. I can't describe it. They're just boring. It just. I turned to it the other night and I'm just like, yeah, let me go back to watching this other series. I'm just like, it's just boring. I got no excitement out of this series. I was just like, okay, it's the NBA Finals. It's not like it don't have that feel to it. I don't know if y'all understand what I mean. It just don't have that feel. That's why I said I turned to it for like 5 minutes and I went back to watching the series I was watching the other night. It's boring. It's just boring.
All right. Coach, the NBA Finals is
hopefully going to go 6 games for Ja Morant's sake. The NBA Finals is tragic because a lot of people tune in to see two good teams matched up together to be able to give some excitement to the last games of the year. You're not gonna get that with this one. You're not gonna get that with this one. Miami Heat, and I don't want to give a prediction, but I might as well. Heat may win 1 game in Miami just so Denver can go back and win it in Denver. It was just a mismatch, kind of sort. It looked bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Red, the NBA Finals is
predictable. Very, very predictable. I mean, let's think about what we're watching. We're watching the number 1 seed in the West versus the 8th seed in the East, which really was a play-in team in the East. They only got there because they lost to the Hawks, looked up in Chicago, choked away that they fourth quarter lead to the Heat, and that's the only way they're in the playoffs sitting where they are right now. Let's give them credit. They went through Milwaukee, overrated this sort of injured Milwaukee team. They went through the Knicks, overrated. That's it. Team. They went through the Celtics, overrated, underachieving, and to epitome of overrated and underachieving team. And now they versus the Nuggets, a team that's as good as advertised. Ain't no overrating about this. This team Joker is how he's advertised. He's the best player in the league. That's what the Heat are facing. The best player in the league with probably one of the best supporting cast around them and a decent number 2 in Murray. And what are the Heat? Jimmy Butler and a bunch of undrafted YMCA guys. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I know the Heat are missing Victor Oladipo, and there's a chance Tyler Hero might come back and attempt to be the hero. No pun intended. Okay, pun intended. But I just like Coach said, this thing is not going past 5 games, Rev. It was like the Lakers versus the Magic, maybe the Bulls versus the injured Lakers team in '91. The matchups don't equal up, and the talent just don't equal up. It's not going past 5 games. The Nuggets might get these guys one in Miami just to shut the fans up. After that, like Coach said, they're going to end this thing in Denver. They're going to get their fans what the fans been wanting all year long, a chance to celebrate a championship on their home floor. Denver has been the best team in the NBA since, I guess, December? And they're finally going to validate it with a championship. I'm telling folks all year long, Denver Nuggets Joker is this generation's Tim Duncan, and he got to get a ring, and he's going to get one. He's going to get his first one this year. Will he get another one? Remains to be seen, but he definitely going to get one, and it's going to be in about 4 games from now.
All right, Michael Pugh says the finals, unfortunately, will be less competitive than the Western Conference Finals. It will be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep at best. If it's a gentleman's sweep, then that's better than the Lakers. Alexis Hill says the NBA Finals is different, and the Nuggets will win in 6. That's an interesting way. Watching and laughing with patient eyes. I hope those patient eyes got room for Kleenex because they're going to be crying.
Real. That was a good. That was a shot.
It's over. And I'm going back to what Armani was saying. Armani was trying to describe the NBA Finals. He said boring, and he was trying to find the words to say. This series helps us understand how professional sports also blends with entertainment. And there's no entertainment value in this particular series. Like to Armani's point, I'm a big sports talk person. We're going to talk about Shannon leaving Undisputed. But I was trying to watch all the pregame hype, and they couldn't hype up Jokic. They couldn't hype up Jimmy Butler. There's nothing about their personalities that makes you want to tune in hours in advance for a game. The basketball play, they are some ballers, but they're not polarizing figures. And I think that's what makes the NBA what it is when you have polarizing figures like a LeBron or like a Kevin Durant, or you're a part of a franchise that's like a blue blood in the NBA.
Yep.
The Lakers, that markets itself. Boston markets itself. You don't have those franchises in this particular finals that market itself. And this shows us that Miami is a major market, but it needs a major superstar in the major market to be talking.
Right. Like the Hawks.
The conversation is not like it was when LeBron was playing in the NBA Finals with the Miami Heat. So
Shaq and D-Wade.
D-Wade, right. They need somebody who's a part of the team to make them the market that they really are. And
see, folks think Jimmy Butler is a great energizing player, but that he doesn't have that charismatic personality that's gonna carry a team. Like even in that beer commercial with that young lady, the young lady to me comes off more of the star of that commercial than Jimmy Butler in the y'all know the commercial with Jimmy Butler and the beer. Have y'all seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. The young lady he's talking to come off more of a star in the commercial than he does. So, like Ram said, you got to have, when you have markets like Miami or LA or Boston or even Atlanta like that, you got to have those type of personalities for those teams. You got to have charismatic personalities, crossover personalities for those teams. And that's why the Knicks ain't going nowhere, because what type of personality? Julius Randle ain't no star. Jalen Brunson, he might, I mean, even him, he's kind of like a quiet, Rev. I ain't gonna even try to pump him up. Jalen Brunson is not a star. Him and Julius Randle, they're not charismatic personalities.
And if we want to be honest, Jimmy Butler's a fringe superstar.
He's not a
he ain't no doubt a superstar. You know,
right.
The bottom line is he's been taking advantage of Boston because he's more experienced than those guys, like Tatum and Brown. But you put, Jimmy Butler against some real superstars like a Jokic. Jokic doesn't have a personality, but his game is superstar.
Oh yeah,
in some. So
I even think Jimmy Butler would have been hamstrung against us a little bit.
that's why LeBron is probably crying somewhere because they won another championship. For sure.
We would have had Miami. I wouldn't have been worried about Miami at all.
I think that Miami would have lost to the Bucks if Giannis was healthy.
For sure.
Pro-Am cornhole.
Watching Pro-Am cornhole.
I don't know if it's that bored, but it's getting there.
It's pretty boring.
He said they need a halftime show featuring Zach.
What? Zach Attack? Wait a minute. You put two sorry bands together. You put Zach Morris's whack band against those clowns from California Dreams. Let me get.
Amani don't know what you're talking about, do you, Amani?
No. I know I'm ready. The black drummer.
That used to be the NBC Saturday lineup. Saved by the Bell, Zach Attack, the show California
Dream.
And the show where we first met Anthony. We first met Anthony Anderson on one of those shows too. I think it was City Life or something.
It was. I forget what show it was.
Rev, can I ask a question?
I'm
gonna ask to everybody. Do y'all think Spoelstra got out coached in the first game?
I won't say he got out coached.
It's outmatched.
He got outstarred.
I would say it's more outmatched than out coached, because now the thing he did, if you want to make the argument at the beginning, he did make a bad move starting small. He should have learned from the Lakers. You can't start small against Denver. He's going to have to play Kevin Love a little bit more. That's just
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it is right there. It was hang time.
Hang time, right.
Yeah, that was it.
Reggie Theus was the coach.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas. I don't know where I got City Life from.
Please.
The Miami Heat remind me of the Ben Wallace Pistons. They have no personality, just a lunch pail mentality, but manage to win a championship.
They ain't gonna win no championship this year.
Hey Thomas, you remember that principal trying to dance at one of them prep rallies? I'm talking about on Hang Time. That episode was so funny.
He helping you out, Red. City Life was Wesley Jonathan.
Yeah, okay. That's what I knew. You were one of them. Okay. I still got it now. I know City Life was one of them shows, but Hang Time was the one with Anthony Addison. You're right, Thomas.
All right,
you're right. Wesley Jonathan. I remember Wesley Jonathan.
Real quickly.
Sorry, Red, for bringing entertainment in here.
What's your prediction on the series? Let's go around the horn. We'll start back with Amani again. We'll go around the horn. Nuggets in how many games, Amani?
Nuggets in 5.
Nuggets in 5. So it's a gentleman's sweep.
It's a gentleman's sweep. Yep.
So from your perspective, there are no adjustments that the Miami Heat can make in order to make it a series.
I mean, like Coach said, you might put Kevin Love in there in the lineup, to get him a slight, improvement. But I just think they outstarred. You got Jokic, can't nobody Bam not messing with Jokic, and then you got Murray. They got the right team and they got the right people, in place. And I just think if Miami had another superstar, like if Miami had maybe somebody like a Kyrie or somebody of that nature, I say it'll be a more interesting series. But they missing something. It's kind of like the Sixers. They just missing something. They ain't got it all together yet.
All right, Red. Nuggets in how many games?
5. Gentleman's sweep. Over with. Jokic ain't gonna blow this.
No.
Y'all better get back to thinking San Antonio Spurs now. When Jokic is around, the same feeling you had when the Spurs made the finals, that's the feeling you gonna have when the Nuggets make it. You weren't excited, but you knew they were gonna win, and you know Nuggets gonna win. Nuggets gonna win the championship. Nothing Miami can do.
Coach.
Hey, Nuggets in 6. Tyler Hero comes back and saves the day and wins a game. Yay, man! Please, if you let Aaron Gordon score 12 points in the first quarter, you done. You already beat. Aaron Gordon is not an offensive threat, but they allowed him to play bullet ball and just dominate that first quarter and got that lead, and it was over real fast. Nuggets in 5. I mean, it's supposed to gonna make adjustments, but I don't think the adjustment's gonna be enough to get him over the hump with this Denver. Denver plays team ball. Did you see pretty much every possession Miami shot? Somebody was in their face. They didn't allow too many open shots. Denver didn't. They didn't allow too many open shots. And, you know, Miami tried to play that little zone defense, but you can't play a zone defense with Jokic in the middle. It's not going to work. Because once that ball gets to the middle, that zone defense is defeated.
I'm going to predict a sweep. The networks don't want this series to go beyond 4.
Are you saying they ready for basketball to be over with?
With this series, yeah. I mean,
No.
they're losing viewership.
Yeah.
I mean, like during the game, I wound up playing NBA 2K.
See
That's
what I mean?
how confused I was. There's no pre-game, there's no post-game, there's no sound bites that you really want to hear from anybody. You know, I mean, when you're waiting for Mike Malone to give a sound bite, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they took
fact.
Reggie and Stan out. If you Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson against Dale. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you should have
There's
had
so
him.
much typing that you can do. I mean, Jamal Murray's a great player, but he's not. You don't want to really see anything or hear anything.
Oh, I'm with you. They don't have no star power in this series. None at all.
There's
Rev-
absolutely no star power.
Rev, I disagree. I think when you want to tune in to hear Mike Breen go bang, that's all you can listen when they shoot no 3-pointers.
I got you. Well, all right, the altitude is a factor too. There's a major difference between darn near below sea level in Miami and 1 mile above it in Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
Miami may have to bring Lonzo morning on the 10-day.
So
Yeah, let's get the NBA Finals over so Silver can drop the hammer.
Yeah, John Morant
coming.
not where he want the finals to last.
Yeah.
So, you know, Maurice
Yes,
Thor did not offer any rebuttals to our predictions. So he must have come to the
Reality.
reality, thank you, that this is over.
Oh, Maurice, you ain't got nothing to say?
I scored 3 points the first half against Salem Baptist and Jones there. I was proud of him. He said no star power. Jokic is 2-time MVP and he deserves all kinds of credit. We're talking about like polarizing star power.
Yeah.
Like somebody you want to follow their story. They
I
are
mean-
intriguing. And we don't have nobody out as a
Tim
superstar basketball.
Duncan was a 2-time MVP, and we all know nobody wanted to follow listen to Timmy, but we love Timmy in his game. He was one of the great players, but he put us to sleep.
Jokic is Drago from Rocky. He just solid. That's
Well,
all.
you gotta think about it too. Like even the teams that, even though the Spurs might have been a boring team, they play good basketball and they play some good teams. Besides,
That's
What Denver's doing.
all
Yeah.
Denver is.
That's what Denver is right there. That's perfect. Now, Jerome Case said this series is going 7 games.
7.
see, I got that.
All right,
bourbon- I
Jerome,
got this bourbon
it
on
seems
top
like
of
you're
the
looking for attention this morning, ain't you?
Jerome, I got some bourbon on top of the refrigerator that I ain't never opened before. I might.
Now, Jerome, they gonna put you instead of Scottie Pippen in front of that bourbon bottle. They gonna put you sit there.
Jerome, if you think we're gonna bring you back on and look at your yard again with that comment, dude, we're gonna put you up under the lawnmower with that comment right there. 7 games.
Maurice Thor said, Rev, I'll offer some insight since I'm here in Denver, but I'll stick with that. There's nothing you can offer right now.
Ain't no insight.
Stay quiet. Well, yeah, if you got something to offer, Maurice, that you think gonna help get your team back in it, let's hear it. Cause if I thought he had a chance, I'd say it. I think it's over in 5 games. So, what type of secret sauce you got that's gonna help your team out? Anything we don't know?
All I want to know is when your flight home to Miami. That's the only insight you can provide.
On Friday.
What time is your flight leaving from Denver, being down 2-0? That's the only insight you can provide.
According to Rev, you won't be taking a flight back to Denver.
Save your money, man. Save your money.
Oh man, I wish y'all could have played my Lakers, man.
Oh Lord,
God forbid if Oda B. McDowell.
He gets fascinated with Oda B. McDowell.
All right, man. We said our piece, and Maurice Thor, man. If somehow your team extends to 6 or 7 games, man, I will cash app you something so you can get lunch on me, man, because you deserve it. You deserve it. All right, let's move on, man. There were quite a few hires this past week. Oh, man, there were quite a few hires. Hold on, let's see before we go there. Who do you guys think made the best? That's where we're going right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, you must be all in our notes. We're coming in right now. Here we go. Let's start with the first hire. Let's say good or bad. All right, let's answer good or bad if you don't mind.
Oh, I thought it was going to be fair or foul.
Y'all want to do fair or foul so you can be safe and say Pharrell. I know how some of y'all like. Adrian Griffin to the Bucks. That's not a retread. That's a new coach. He's a former NBA player, and here he is leaving, I believe, the Toronto Raptors to come to the Milwaukee Bucks. Fair or foul? Red, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it's completely fair to me. I mean, like you say, I like to see new coaches get opportunities, and this is a guy whose name we didn't even hear about until the deal was pretty much done. Adrian Griffin, I remember him on the sideline with Toronto last season as an assistant coach. Why do I remember him on the sideline? Because his son played with my Hawks, AJ Griffin, and I remember when my team beat his team, and he was so happy that he beat his dad's team. Well, now your dad coaching the Bucks, buddy. Yeah. Now let's see. I said, yeah. I don't know about think I cussed now, but yeah. Let's see how the Hawks play the Bucks now. You better be happy if the Hawks beat the Bucks this year. What I'm ecstatic about is that they giving this young black coach a chance to coach a team that many believe is a championship contender. And that's the thing that we don't see in today's NBA. A lot of these young black coaches, they always get them the lottery teams or the teams that's not really expected to do too much, middle of the way teams. But Adrian Griffin getting hired to coach the Bucks, a championship contender with a great player. Oh, man, I am very excited for this young brother, man. I hope he does well over here. This is what we want. Young brothers getting opportunity to coach good to great teams. And I'm very excited that Milwaukee made this hire. Some people are surprised, even me, but I'm very excited they made the hire, and I look forward to seeing what Adrian Griffin can add to the Bucks because, dude, you got a good team with a great player. You ain't going to have too many excuses over there. So good luck, Adrian. We're going to see what you do, buddy.
Fair or foul, Coach?
It's pretty much fair because Adrian Griffin was a great NBA player. He averaged 4 points a game. He was great. You're going to see some coaching being done in Milwaukee. I mean, you really have, like Red said, no excuses. You got a solid team to work with, barring free agency, and anybody leave. You got a solid team. You have no excuses. You worked under Nick Nurse, who won a title. So that means you learned something from him as well as develop some stuff on your own. So I see it fair. Now, will it translate to NBA title? Stay tuned. Never know.
Armani, fair or foul?
I say fair. You know, you got to get a young guy in there, and he can bring some new ideas to the team. Plus, somebody that hopefully Giannis signed off on. So I think it's fair. Bucks, at the end of the day, they still got their star players. So he already got the team.
Oh man, I'm closer to Pharrell.
Pharrell, that is.
I think it's wonderful you have new blood.
It's wonderful.
The major problem that I have is Adrian Griffin ready to coach a championship contender right off the bat? Does he have the cachet for a two-time MVP to buy in? Does he have the cachet to get a multiple All-Star in Chris Middleton to play at his highest level? The thing I think that helped Coach Bud was Coach Bud had already showed that he had some success in Atlanta. Even though he wasn't the greatest X's and O's coach, he came with a playoff resume. He had some cachet. And the thing was, he didn't get fired from Atlanta. They mutually departed because they knew they were rebuilding, and Coach Bud didn't want to be a part of that. So this is where I just get a little nervous. Like I think Darvin Ham's hire was a little bit different because nobody came into the season thinking the Lakers were a championship contender. They developed into one because of the trades that were made. But this team is ready-made. As Amani stated earlier, if Greek Freak doesn't get hurt, we probably don't see Miami in the finals. So is he ready to take on that kind of mantle where the expectations are championship or bust? That's the question that I have. And as Coach would say, stay tuned.
Is this a situation similar to Darvin Ham and the Lakers?
Only difference is Darvin Ham went to a roster that wasn't predicted to win the championship right off the rip. Even though, as Red has shared with us, LA fans, it's championship or nothing. I don't think any Lakers fan came into the 2022-2023 season believing that they had the roster coming in to win a championship, because the main thing that most Lakers fans were trying to do is get rid of Russell Westbrook. So that was the problem with them not even thinking along those lines, because they were already programmed to believe that they couldn't win a championship with Russell being on the roster.
Okay, thanks, Rev. You cleared it up for me. Because after the halfway point, we were thinking championship.
Yeah, once
but
the
right.
Yeah,
but once you're right, coming into the season, no way we could have thought that.
Yeah. All right. The president wants to take us in a different direction right quickly. Question for who would be the heir apparent to Coach Pye?
I don't know.
I tell you what, had Houston not made that hire they did, that would have been the first name I would have said.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Bud's name reached.
No, I knew you were gonna go there. You gonna sneak his way back over there to take over for Pop after he don't left Milwaukee. Now you gonna go back over there and hire. Coach Victor, Coach Bud, you sneaky SOB. Real, that's not a bad thought either, because that is something he would do.
Yeah, he's part of that coaching tree over there. And he's the only person that left that coaching tree to win a championship.
True.
And then he has experience coaching a foreign superstar.
True.
So,
Rev, you may have nailed it right there. That may be the guy to go get.
All right, let's see this. Let's see who. The NBA is very progressive with integrating black coaches. The Celtics gave a young black man an opportunity too. Now the NFL, no. That's true. Rev, don't preaches. Don't preachers always say God will open the door and folks are not qualified to enter. Put them in a. Come on, man. We ain't.
Come on, preacher.
Yes, that happens, man. And if it happens, that would be the situation. I'm trying to bring my analysis to the basketball. I ain't bringing no scripture to my analysis, okay? And my hating on an opportunity, no. All right, Jerome J.K. said if they were progressive, Patrick Ewing would have been on the bench for 15 years and have been given a shot to coach an NBA team. He still won a Big East title. At Georgetown, they kind of fell apart, but still they recycled so many coaches in the NBA.
Ewing.
I don't believe
Ewing.
it.
Oh
He
my
can't
God.
even coach Jordan. He can't even coach Georgetown.
Let Coach handle this one, y'all. Go ahead, Coach. Get him.
He got a whooping at Georgetown. 2-3
Yeah.
straight losing seasons.
Y'all keep talking.
He got his
I
butt
was
whooped.
gonna say the same thing.
But
George,
Jerome Case got him. Did you see what
Jerome
happened?
said it. Jerome
He
said
got,
it.
he got
Georgetown.
whooped.
Yeah, I mean, let's remember, like, Ewing was the one who was the orchestrator behind the 20-plus game losing streak.
Ooh. Ooh.
You know, I mean, he did win a Big East title, but he had more dog years than happy days.
I mean, Fido.
Ewing spend more time in the strip club than he do on the bench.
Becky Hammond happy with the Las Vegas Aces. They killing people in the WNBA. She ain't going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere. She definitely ain't coming to the NBA after that little scandal she had.
What about Sam Cassell? He had a few whispers about a coaching job. He deserves one.
Well, he didn't get hired in Philly, so if he can't even get hired on.
If he didn't get hired in Philly, oh man, they ain't gonna give him the.
I don't know. I don't know if any team wants him to be the face of their franchise.
Hey,
I hope you didn't say face as sarcastic. Cause
hey,
I think he did.
Believe it or not, my mother always said, "Oh, he better have some money."
That's just like somebody hiring Olden Polynice.
No, the ugliest man in the NBA.
And let me, I need to correct something I misstated on this show. On draft day, Scottie Pippen was traded for Olden Polynice, not Derek McKee. I made that mistake.
Boy, you brought up Olden Polynice. You probably scared kids on Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That ain't nothing. What about Terry Porter? Oh my God.
Oh man.
Is he still living? No, I'm dead serious. I don't know.
I don't know.
He had a couple of them guys that died on Portland because Duckworth died, Jerome Kersey died. That is hindsight, right? Why he's sitting in the NBA bench for 15 years. Were you not wondering why he didn't get shot? I didn't wonder why he didn't get shot because this is what I understand about coaching, having coached 7 years. Patrick Ewing's biggest problem is he's not the best communicator. If you even listen to him in his interview,
that's it.
He doesn't articulate well. And part of being a great coach is you have to be able to articulate, and you have to articulate it quick, fast, and in a hurry.
He's still living.
Okay, cool. And that's part of the problem with Patrick Ewing. Like if I played for him, after I got over the fact that I'm looking at Georgetown royalty, NBA Hall of Famer, Dream Teamer, when I'm listening to him every day, I'm not motivated because he just doesn't speak the best.
Yeah,
Not to say he's ignorant.
No.
He's just not a good communicator. And that's part of his problem. And that's why I could see why he did not get an NBA job. All right. Jesus, not that face. He was.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man. My mother said we need to behave ourselves because y'all.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Harris.
Hey, Miss Harris, it ain't me now. I'm just listening. I'm listening. Red is out of this one.
All right, let's move on to this one. Amani, jump in, man. Hold on, before we jump into this one, the president just said Patrick Ewing is basically Ben Stein.
Oh, man.
Oh, Tyrone Hill is a 300 best. Jerome, you on one today. That's
oh man.
Talking about preacher. There you go. What about you, preacher man? Yeah.
I mean, you really look at it. You want to see this at a press conference?
Yeah, man.
Like looking like that? No.
Yeah. Tyrone Hill was dealt a bad hand for sure.
I just want everybody to know Red is out of this one.
All right, jump in there, Monty. Nick Nurse, the Phillies
Miley?
team. Fair or foul with the hire?
That's Filey.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Frau. Nick Nurse he did good in Toronto. But here's my thing. They asked him if James Harden would come back, and he said, I would like for him to come back. I said, oh Lord, please. Please, no. Anything but that. Anything but that. Come on, coach. You just got here, man. Don't make me, please don't make me do it. Don't make me get on you already. Leave him alone. Let that man walk. Let him go to Houston. Let him go. He can go overseas for all I care. Don't bring back James Harden, coach. Please don't bring back James Harden. We've done that. We tried it. It didn't work. No. Leave him alone. Thank you.
So you say Farrell because he wants Harden back?
Yes.
All right. Fair or foul, coach, will go to you.
Nick Nurse is a pretty good coach. He well, like I say, he got the cachet. He won him a title. I think he can do something with this team. Now, like Amani just said, bringing James Harden back, that may disrupt the chemistry, and you might want to go with just doing what you're doing with the team without Harden. But I think he can get him back to back to glory, winning those 50 or 60 games. And I don't know about the NBA title, but that's always a thing you got to wait and see. But yeah, I think it was a fair hire.
Red.
Oh, sorry. Nick Nurse. Just a regular hire to me. I mean, I don't know if Philly fans should get overly excited, but they shouldn't be completely down about it. I mean, like I say, the guy does have some type of championship experience. He brings a championship pedigree to the team. How much? It remains to be seen. But I can think you can relax about Harden. He's already declined his option. I don't think he's coming back to Philly. I don't think he wants to come back to Philly. I don't
Good. We don't want it.
Well, okay, but I don't think he enjoyed playing with Embiid. I think he kind of wants a team with more where he can control the ball more. Even though control the ball in Philly, he was more asked to be a facilitator, and I don't think being a facilitator is what he really wants to do. So I think he's probably going back to Houston, which will be a mistake because Ime Udoka ain't gonna put up with his crap for maybe a year. So then he'll be asking out of Houston in a year. So Harden is just about to be in nomad land, so I won't worry too much about him anymore. But Nick Nurse, decent hire.
I'm gonna say fair because he does have a championship pedigree.
You know what? Can we add some context to that? Why did he get that championship? I'm just saying.
Well, he does. Regardless, he does have a championship pedigree. Yes. The Golden State Warriors were not 100%, but he did coach well. He did coach that team with Kawhi Leonard, pass the Philadelphia 76ers, when the Sixers had Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. So we can't dismiss that at all. And he coached them. So, yes, if we're going to be in the business of putting asterisks, yes, Golden State was down KD as well as Klay Thompson, but the reality is he won. I mean, and somebody could say the same thing. Like when Golden State won their first championship, they won it against LeBron minus Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. So, that happens. I'm going to say this, Amani, to kind of put some context. I watched the press conference. Of course, I live in Pennsylvania now. Nick Nurse initially did not answer the question. Mm. And the one thing about Philadelphia reporters, they pay attention to what you don't say. Mm. And then they call you on it and say you did not answer the question. Nick Nurse, when he said he wanted Harden to come back, he was being political. Deep down, from what I gathered from what he was saying, he really doesn't want Harden to come back. But he understands that they need Harden for collateral. Because if Harden just walks, it's not like they can just sign anybody and fill his financial slot. You can't do that.
Right.
So he would want Harden to come back so they could use him potentially as trade bait. So that's where he was being political. If he had said, nah, I don't want Harden back, then Harden just declines the option. He hadn't done that yet. He's leaning towards declining the option. But if he declines the option, then they get nothing.
Right. I get that. Okay.
So he's being political. All right. Yeah, he's being political. All right.
You didn't think Harden was his favorite player now, did you, Armani?
I'm just look, y'all know how I feel about it. After the last series, I'm done with James Harden. We tried it, it ain't gonna work. I'm through. What? Through.
Yeah.
We don't blame you.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Here we got Monty Williams breaks the bank to become Detroit's
Poor Detroit
coach.
They might need to move that team.
We'll start with you, Red. Fair or foul on this hire?
Monty Williams? Man, sure. I don't know about the contract. I don't know how fair that was. Like, man, some guy was saying you making what the players making. 5 years, almost $80 million. Boy, man, I tell you what, you better get Detroit to the playoffs. In 5 years, this ain't one of those jobs where money can just stay in the lottery year after year. They're paying him to make a difference over there. So, Money, you have to get this team back to the postseason, or else this is going to be a failure hire. I understand why they want Money over here. Now, I'm not quite sure, because last few years, Money been working with veteran teams that's been contending for championships. Now, I'm pretty sure they're thinking when Money was in New Orleans, when he's coaching a young AD, I think. Okay, who has he got over here? A young Cunningham, a young Ivy, and I'm not sure they're gonna take in the draft this year. They obviously didn't even get the pick they wanted in the draft. So this is gonna be a little challenge now, money, because you getting these boys young. This ain't Chris Paul or Devin Booker or even Kevin Durant. So they're asking you to build it up, Monday, instead of just coach it up. So it's a challenge for him. We'll see how it work out, but he's not a bad coach, and I think he does okay with young players. I think the main player he had a problem with in Phoenix was DeAndre Ayton. So I think Money. I'm gonna give Money a chance. I'll say he does get Detroit back to the playoffs. If not this season, next season. If he doesn't have them in the playoffs by next season, this definitely was a failure.
You just giving them 2 years, right?
Well, I think Detroit needs to be showing some type of improvement next season.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, Coach, fair or foul?
It's correct. No, I like to say correct. It's fair. I mean, you got a certified coach who could help these young guys get on the right track and possibly get them feeling confident about themselves, getting to the playoffs. He's going to be worth every penny in Detroit, and they couldn't have had a better coach.
Wow. Armani, you share Coach's sentiment?
Yeah, for the most part, man. I just think Detroit right now is just not a. I think they gave him that money so they can kind of build that team to what it is, because I mean, I don't see any free agents coming to Detroit because Detroit is not really a likable city. It's not, it's not attractive. Nothing about Detroit is attractive. The city, no, it's not attractive. So they had to do something. Okay, we're gonna bring on Monty Williams. We're gonna use these draft picks and kind of build it up through the draft, because I don't think any free agents are gonna sign with Detroit.
I'm gonna say it was fair, and Monty Williams said, "I'm gonna get paid for pain and suffering."
He's gonna get that. He's gonna get that. Oh, yeah. If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna get paid doing it.
Monty said, "I'm gonna get paid for pain and suffering from how Phoenix treated me and what I'm about to enter into, becoming the coach in Detroit." So that joker said, "Show me the money." I think it's a good hire. I think Monty Williams was dealt a bad hand because it was a situation where, like Philadelphia is with Harden right now, that's what it was with DeAndre Ayton.
Yep.
Phoenix did not really want Ayton.
Nope.
They just couldn't afford for him to walk away and not get anything back.
Yeah.
And the team showed they really didn't want him, but they matched the offer. And that was pretty much the handwriting on the wall. And then when they went all in with Durant, depleted the bench, that was the worst thing that could have happened, because I think part of the reason why Monty Williams doesn't like DeAndre Ayton, because he knows he's a perennial underachiever.
Yep.
He's limited. So if we make this trade, you're banking on DeAndre Ayton to produce more, which he has not shown the capability of being able to do it.
Yeah. So
he just saw that he was just in a no-win situation.
Yeah, it's a definitely no-win. And like I said, Detroit, they don't. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think. They're gonna have to build that team up through the draft, because, like I said,
that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna have to do, because Detroit is just it's not an attractive place to be.
Well, they have a lot of drafts.
Yeah,
draftees. They got Cade Cunningham. They got Jaden Ivey. They got Duran. What was his name? The big boy. I forget his name.
Yeah, I know
he got drafted last year from Memphis. They got James Wiseman that they traded for. So they got a good nucleus of talent. They just have to decide who they're going to keep, who they're going to get rid of. And then the other thing is they need Cade Cunningham to be healthy. Yeah. That's the biggest problem. This man been on the squad for 2 years, and he's had more games on the injured list than he's been on the court. So that's part of their problem.
Yep.
All right. If Monty doesn't deliver in Detroit, he's going to need RoboCop and the OCP.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That city isn't like. I mean, the Detroit fans ain't like that, because they're not like that.
They're not as boisterous as Boston and Philadelphia fans.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. Now and I think part of the reason why it's like that is because the city has been so downtrodden.
Yeah.
That sometimes the sports teams resemble the city.
They do.
So therefore, they are kind of like used to it.
There you go. That's what they're used to it, because they're not. Yeah,
they're kind of used to it.
They like the Hornets fans. They're like, all right, whatever.
But it is what it is.
Now, you talk about back in the day with Chauncey Billups and all of them. All right, that's different. But
with Isaiah, Joe Dumars,
bad boys. You know what I mean? That's different. Now, the fans back then, okay, but now, yeah, they're like, all right.
And like what Jerome K said, it is cold for sure. I know that firsthand. My daughter lives there. I was just there in March, and
it's cold in Detroit.
Lord,
Real, maybe Michelle can get a job with Monty. Tell her to call him.
She does part-time work for the Pistons now. She does game operation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I thank God for that, because that's how she's become a basketball fan. Amen. All right, last one. We go to halftime. Frank Vogel to the Suns. Red, while we have you, because you've been adjusting your camera, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm having some technical issues with my phone. Sorry.
Fair
foul. Well, it's live screen right here, man. Corral, and you could tell I'm indifferent on this one right here. If the Suns want to improve their defense, it's fair. If the Suns thinking Frank was the reason that we got put over the top in the bubble, then fine. If that's why you bring them in, okay? I mean, Frank was one of those coaches who just coasted with us to the championship, okay? I think we've seen instances where this before. You can say Coach Bud is another. I mean, the talent we had on that team, the determination, the way we were in that bubble, nobody was stopping it this year. And Frank was just a benefit of that. Now, he's not a bad coach. He definitely can help the team's defense. I'm not quite sure this was the coach. I'm not quite sure he's the coach to get the Suns over the championship hump. That is just my personal opinion. Because we don't have no LeBron on this team. Durant is not the personality that LeBron is. Booker ain't no Kobe Bryant, and CP3 is on his last legs. Okay, so I guess, and coach, this old movie term that we've heard lots of times before. I guess we'll just see what we'll see.
Coach, fair foul.
I can use my term, part of your favorite term. It's Pharrell. I just don't see Frank Vogel. I don't know if he can handle Durant Booker. I don't know how he would. I mean, if he got the makeup to deal with those two. But then again, he coached LeBron. So I don't know. I guess that gives him a little cachet. But I'm going to go in the middle on this one. I don't see how he improves them at any point to get to the championship. I just don't see
it. Coach, you with me then.
Yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see what he provides. Now, give me one thing I do know. He can coach. He does have some good defensive strategies. He can get a defense.
Right. Now, I'll tell you this. If CP3 wasn't on the team, I probably would have went with Doc Rivers. But I just know CP3 and Doc Rivers ain't no good mix. But if CP3 was not on that team, I probably would have let Doc Rivers give it a try. But with CP3 on the team, I know him and Doc Rivers ain't gonna gel. We tried that before. Not insane. You see something that don't work, don't try it again. So that's the only reason. Honestly, that's the only reason I think they might have went with Frank over Doc, because I think all of us, if we had a choice between Doc Rivers and Frank Vogel, not saying that we think Doc Rivers is that great, but between Doc and Frank, I think the majority of us would chose Doc.
All right, let Armani jump in there.
Jump on,
Fair foul, Armani.
Hey, Red.
I'm gonna say Frau, because it just depends on what he does with this team. I mean, the Suns they kind of, I mean, like Coach said, he got some good defensive schemes, and that's what they need. They need to play defense, because I mean, sheesh. Because they got the offense down pat, and then at the same time is the Suns are kind of in it ain't a strange situation. I mean, it seems like they are contenders, but at the same time, it's kind of like they pretenders too. So it just depends, because I mean, Chris Paul got to stay healthy. Kevin Durant got to stay healthy too. So and then they traded the whole bench away. So he's gonna have to do a job as far as the defensive scheme wise, because we all know Durant don't play great defense. We all know that Booker don't play the best defense. So I mean,
what about Booker with Kobe?
Oh Lord, I don't know who said that.
That's what I heard. He was Kobe like.
No, Lord, no. Anyway, no, I don't know who said that, but I mean, it was an okay hire. That's why I said Frau. We'll see what he does. I mean, if you're gonna hold that bubble championship, if you're gonna hire him because of the bubble championship, I mean, you're doing it right then. You're doing it for all the wrong reason.
I'm gonna say it was a fair hire because they hired somebody who they can eventually have as the scapegoat.
So you hired them for the wrong reasons then. If that's the case.
They hired them for a scapegoat. Because everything,
I guess that's the right reasons and things.
Everything is centered around diffusing the fact that they diminished the team, trying to get all this star power.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line is you bring KD in and you deplete the roster. So now you do that where you're banking on 4 superstars when one of them is basically in the AARP version of his career.
Literally.
Then you're doing that when you already got a suspect young star in DeAndre Ayton.
He's suspect, verily.
A fragile
you think he's Kobe like,
who's injury prone in Kevin Durant. Then you got a Devin Booker who can score but can't defend anybody. So Frank Vogel's the right guy at the right time. Get a good check, just to be fired.
Just to be fired.
Just to be fired. He knows what he's getting himself into.
So my question, so you guys think that what would the Suns have to do to get over the top though? That's the real question. I mean,
They have to rebuild the roster.
so you want to trade away that, break it back, tear it down all the way.
Well, they can't do it because not too many people are going to give you much for Durant anymore.
Mm.
So you gotta keep Durant. You gave away too many draft picks to get him. You're gonna have to keep Booker. So you want to try to build around those two. Centers are somewhat expendable, even though they may be making a comeback with Jokic. You know, being a major centerpiece. You got Embiid. So your two top players, and Greek Freak can play center. So centers may be back on the horizon. We'll see.
We'll see.
So you need a better center.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton is not the answer.
Nope.
So maybe you trade him to get some bench play and a solid big man who can rebound, something like that. Then you got to get rid of CP3's contract.
Yeah, because
he's not trade bait. He's not going to give up that money. So you got to wait till he retires.
Ooh.
So it's not a good job. It is not a good job.
Not a good job. Not at all.
That's why Vogel is accustomed to going to certain jobs. Like, he had a chance when they got hired with LA to win because LeBron was still somewhat in the last leg of his prime. Really do something. He went to Orlando knowing he was going to get fired. So he has experience. He has experience taking those kind of jobs. All right, man. Let's shift out of here, man. Let's get to halftime. We're about 20 minutes late, but hopefully you all enjoyed
man.
a lot of
I
basketball talk.
thought we were about to hit the top 5 in a minute because we've been going.
Yeah.
We're gonna push the stop button right now, and thank y'all so much for tuning in.
We ain't even got to our main topic yet.
We're about to get there in just a second. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the first half of the Red and Red Sports Show. We covered a lot of NBA. We got some football. We got a little baseball coming your way. A little bit more. So we'll talk a little bit more in just a minute.
We got the beat cut.
The Red and Red Sports Show. We come back. And we are back on the Red and Red Sports Show. Mine is red for whatever reason, but we're glad to be back, and hopefully he'll be back in his chair in just one moment. All right, let's get ready to move on in just a second. I guess it's going to be hard to move on because Red typically the Braves report. So
I got you, Real.
You got it covered?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get ready. Coach, you on it. Let's do it. Here we go. in 4, 3, 2, and 1.
It's game time. It's GT.
All right, Red is back. Red, your thoughts on the Braves this week? We got
Can
you.
y'all see?
We got
Yeah.
you. You're all right.
can't-
Just talk. You can't see, we can see you. We got you.
Okay. My thoughts on the Braves. Well, it was a bad week. Let me see. Man, I'm a little lost right now, y'all.
Just focus. We can see you loudly and we can hear you. So just focus. We got you.
Okay. All right. Well, the Braves, they had 3 games. They had a bad week. Yeah, they only won 1 game this week, I think. So I guess 1-3 this week. Not looking good in Oakland, the worst team in baseball. I thought we was gonna really kick some butt this week, but boy, we got our butts kicked up in Oakland. Man, had they moved to Las Vegas yet? Because I thought they was the Las Vegas Athletics the way they beat the Braves up. And coming back home, taking our show on the road to Arizona, then do it even worse. So, like I said, it was just a bad week for the Braves. Pitching didn't really do anything. The offense been sleep. So I hate it when it's the pitching sleep and the offense sleep at the same time. It don't do no good. So that's it for the Braves report.
Coach, you had anything you want to add?
Well, you look at the Braves bats like they got holes in them. For some reason, they can't score any runs. Eddie Rosario hit 2 home runs last night, but you've been scoring 5 and 6 and 7 runs. Now all of a sudden you get to 2 teams that you should beat, and you struggle. As your favorite word, Red, you playing chump killers, and you should be beating them, but you're not beating them. And well, Arizona's in second place, but still, Arizona's not a match for the Braves. So they got to get something done. And Charlie Morton, bless his heart, he went a whole bunch of innings to try to save the bullpen, but Braves didn't give him any help. So I don't know if it's a drought, a slump. I don't know. They got to pick it up. Ronald Acuna, hadn't heard much from him. And my buddy, alleged son, Michael Harris, the sophomore slump is real, baby.
Yeah.
The sophomore slump is real. And it
He's
is.
had 2 injuries that have affected him. You know, he had back-to-back injuries, and he's never bounced back. He has hit the ball hard a couple of times, but he's not found any luck to hit him in any available holes.
Yeah.
The Braves, they just need they need an ace. They need better bullpen. The one big surprise has been Bryce Elder. He's done a phenomenal job. And the mainstay on the pitching staff. You know, Strider's hit a few bump in the roads. Recently, they're catching up with that fastball. But, you know, Strider and Elder have been the mainstays for the pitching staff. We don't know what Max Fried is going to be doing. We don't know what Kyle Wright is going to be doing, both of them on the injury list. So, you know, the Braves got some work to do. Double A got some real work to do, and we'll see what happens. I don't know what Red is doing. Is he meditating? No, what? I don't know. But, maybe
they need some soul searching. I think that's what it is.
So
I'm gonna say this. Here we go. Maurice throw. The Braves better be careful.
Oh God.
I don't think they're afraid of the Marlins, even though the Marlins are playing some good baseball. They just don't play great baseball against the Braves. But I think the Braves did something that we as coaches stress that we don't do, and that is we don't take teams for granted. And I think even though it made a lot of sense, it came back to backfire on the Braves, bringing Mike Soroka up, because that kind of showed like we're just disrespecting the A's. We're going to bring this guy back who hadn't pitched in 3 years, that shows that we believe we ought to beat you.
Yeah.
And I think that brought the wrong mentality, even though it made sense. Don't get me wrong. I'm not diffusing or saying it was a bad move. I think it just put the Braves in the mindset we already won these games before we played them. And it backfired on the Braves. And they lost 2 games in the standings because of losing to the lowly A's. Like on National Sports Talk, they question if they're a real Major League Baseball team. But yet the Braves lost 2 games to them. And the last thing I'll say about the Braves, this team is very dependent upon the success of Ronald Acuna.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes, the team goes.
Mm-hmm.
When he gets flat, the team is flat. And part of the reason why they lost those 2 games in Oakland is because he had two bad games offensively. So I hope the Braves can move past being so Ronald Acuna dependent. But he's the engine. He's the best player on the squad. So hopefully he'll have a lot more better days than bad days. Any closing comments on the Braves before we move on?
No need to worry now. I mean, it's still early, so I mean, I wouldn't worry too much, even though they do need to figure it out quick because they dropped the 3rd in the NIL. So
No, they still in first.
Oh, they still in first?
The Braves hadn't dropped.
They like 3.5 games up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it now. I'm looking at the league. My bad. Okay. They do need to figure it out though. And I think they will. They're just gonna take I give them about a few games. They'll figure it out.
Well, they got to figure out that pitch, but we'll see. All right, 5 for 5, gentlemen. Each one of you all have 1 minute to talk about the subject matter at hand. 45 seconds solo screen, 15 seconds group screen. If you go past a minute, you know you will be muted. All right. I'm going to change up the order just a little bit. Let's go with the future of the Celtics. Let's get ready to get started. The vice president is not here for me to re-cue Lunitz, but I will cue him anyway. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Coach, we'll start with you, and then we'll go red, then I'm on. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, they did a good move by keeping Mazzulla. You know, he made some mistakes, but hey, he got him to the Eastern Conference Finals, so he's going to be okay going forward. Now, as far as Brown and Tatum, the tag team, I say keep them together. Don't separate them. Keep them together. They're going to be good going forward. And then you got Smart and those other guys. And I saw where Patrick Pritchard or whatever his name is, Peyton Pritchard, whatever his name is, asked for a trade. Have a nice day, son. You can leave.
Red, we know you're excited they got bounced. But what's their future?
Their future is of no consequence to me. I can tell that's what's going on in their future, but I'll tell you what I think. I think they should have got rid of this little lame duck coach. We'll bring him back because he ain't going to lead you nowhere. So I'm glad you brought him back. I can tell you right now, Joe Mazzulla ain't taking the Celtics nowhere. Okay? Jalen and Tatum, keep them together, break them up. Either way, ain't going to work. Okay? It ain't worked in 7 years together. And if you break them up, you definitely ain't going to win nothing. So, whether you sign Tatum, Jaylen Brown, or send him to my house, whether you don't keep Tatum until he decides to ask out. But anyway, whether you keep Brown or not is of no consequence because it ain't gonna work because you're not gonna win the thing. Okay, you should have got rid of this little sorry coach, and you probably should trade Jalen anyway because keeping something together, keep thinking it's gonna change is just insane. Boston, you're not gonna win with these two. Okay, you tried it, it failed over numerous years. Okay.
Armani, jump in there.
I think that they need to keep them together. They're still young, and you still got some. I think they still got some left in the tank, man, with their teams. I mean, with the Celtics. Keep them together. Maybe add another piece. I would actually go out and get me a real big man, not Al Horford. Give me a real big man that can rebound, but keep them together. I think they'll be all right. I think the Celtics got bounced out because of the fact that their head coach was new, rookie head coach. You know, I think that now he's got that experience. Okay, I know. I think I can get it together. I know what to do now. So the Celtics will be fine. Celtics will be fine.
All right, let's see what Reverend Nation has to say real quickly. The Celtics need to trade Brown before he damages his value any further. Maurice throw Brown to the Rockets. That's a possibility. Outside of Williams, Boston is stuck with his core for the next 2 years. So who's to say? Anybody got any closing comments on this?
They're not really stuck, but I would keep them. They're not stuck though. They can trade one of them if they don't want them to be there. They're not stuck.
Armani, don't you ever disrespect Al Horford again. Ever.
Well, Jerome K said Tatum and Brown and not MJ and Cooper. All right.
They like each other. That's why. They like each other.
Jimmy G and the Raiders. Jimmy G is already on the injured list. There's a clause where maybe the Raiders might be able to get out from his contract because of his injury. Your thoughts, Red? Jump in.
I mean, it's Jimmy G. The man's been injured his whole career. I mean, I don't know why the Raiders thought he was going to be. I mean, if you didn't think Derek Carr is the answer, why would Jimmy G be the answer when the 49ers are getting rid of Jimmy G? You think you better than the 49ers? Okay, well, Oakland, this is your bed. You made it. No, I don't think Jimmy G is the answer. I think the guy is just injury prone. I think he got a bad contract. And I think Devontae Adams is not going to enjoy playing with him. And I think Devontae Adams is going to regret moving to Oakland to play with Derek Carr just for one season. And now he's gone after 1 year. Devontae Adams, it was a bad decision you made in Oakland, but you stuck over there, baby. But good luck. Good luck to you, Raiders. Good luck to all of you, because you're going to need it. In that division with KC, San Diego, and Denver, you're going to need it.
Cool. Amani, I'm sorry. Oh, no. It's Amani. Yeah, Amani.
What are y'all thinking? I mean, Raiders, what are y'all really thinking? I don't understand. I don't get it. You knew Jimmy G was injury prone. You knew that. So why would you sign him instead of what I would have done was traded up to get somebody like a Stroud or somebody along them lines? And you want but a few spots but behind. I would have made sure I traded up to get my quarterback. So that's on you. That's your fault. Hey, listen, if what is the head coach's name? Offensive coordinator for the Patriots back in the day. What is his name?
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. If you get fired, that's on you. That is your fault because you had an opportunity.
Coach.
Hey, man, y'all talking about Jimmy G. Jimmy G is one of the smartest men in the NFL because right now, all he has to do, if his NFL career doesn't work out, he can go work for Chippendales in Las Vegas. He said, hey, I ain't got to worry. I got my career. The ladies love Jimmy G. So Jimmy G is set as a quarterback. Raiders, 7-9, 8-8, whatever. I mean, whatever, how many games they play, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to win the West. Not with Jimmy G. That's for sure.
All right. Let's see if Reverend Nation has anything to say. Jimmy Glass, that's the fact.
Jimmy Glass.
Let's move on to the next subject matter. MLB first quarter thoughts. I'm going to have to reverse the order so Armani can play off to you guys.
That's fair.
Armani, Coach, what you got?
It's not many surprises. There's a few surprises. Rangers are playing well. Diamondbacks are in second place. I can't believe it. But the biggest disappointment in Major League Baseball this year, the San Diego Padres. All that money and you got a losing record for real? You paid all that money for all those hitters and you struggling in baseball. Seriously. And do we need to talk about teams like Oakland, Kansas City, those perennial bottom feeders? We don't need to talk about it. Oh, I forgot. The St. Louis Cardinals. What the heck is going on in St. Louis? Y'all are terrible too. For some reason, you usually be at the top of the charts, but you struggling. So that's what I look at from the first half.
Red.
Well, Coach, I think St. Louis is a little young to be on the team, but don't look out. They marching back up in that sense. I wouldn't be surprised if St. Louis still had something to say in that division. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, nice early start. I don't think y'all gonna hold the fort, but I'm with Coach San Diego. All that money, all these predictions and stuff, and you guys still can't get over the hump against the Dodgers. You don't let the Diamondbacks jump ahead of you, and the Giants will be jumping ahead of you soon. So definitely disappointment. Coach Texas is doing good. Baltimore is taking a good look from last season, bringing it this season. So that's pretty good. I think we are gonna have some new playoff teams this season, Coach. I like to see a lot of these struggling teams finally show that they're actually winning, and show that all of those bad days and draft picks are actually panning out. So it's good to see. But for the most part, we still got the top of the chain: the Braves, the Dodgers, the Rays, the Twins, and the Astros. Like I say, Angels once again wasting Ohtani and Trout's career. If Ohtani don't leave next year, Ohtani's gonna be gone next year. So that's where we at right now in baseball. So we'll see where we at come trading day. I mean the All-Star break. But for right now.
Armani.
I do have one question. The Phillies, I don't know why they're struggling so much, but I mean it looks like they're exactly where they need to be. But the Phillies, they're down at the bottom of the NL. So I mean, they need to get themselves together. Arizona is number one. But hey, everybody's exactly where they need to be. Arizona's kind of surprised me a little bit, and the Phillies surprised me about how low they are, but everybody's where they need to be. So, we'll see what happens after come to the second half.
All right. Let's see. Did Rev give him? Nah, I don't really give a take in these top spots. I will say, Armani, good take on the Phillies, because they could be argued as one of the more disappointing teams in the NL, especially after going to the World Series, representing the National League.
Yeah.
Here they find themselves behind or tied with the Washington Nationals. That's terrible. So good
They're
take.
behind.
All right. Brady retired. Excuse me, permanent. That's a question mark. Your thoughts, Armani? Go.
Well, I kind of ruined this in the introduction of the show. You weren't here, Rev, but I didn't know that they was going to put it in here because it wasn't in the chat. So they must have added that when I went to the restroom. Anyway, y'all know how I feel. Stay away. You're retired. Stay away. Please. You're getting too old. Just stay away. You're done. You are done. You got an ownership in the Las Vegas Raiders. Don't even try and think that you can know. You're finished.
You're finished.
All right, Coach.
Tom said he want to spend more time with his children, and he think it's over. He's ready to start at Fox. I don't see that thing at Fox working out. He's not. I mean, he can speak well, but I don't know if he's that personality that an analyst that'll keep you interested in the game. I think he kind of wouldn't, but hey, you never know. We have to wait and see how he does. I just don't see it being a good thing. He might know the game, but can he keep you interested? No.
Redrick.
I agree with Coach on this. I think he's done playing. But as far as his broadcasting career, man, that that is going to leave a lot to be desired. Now, he could probably surprise him, but right now, I don't look forward to him being the number one lead analyst, lead color commentator on Fox. I think Greg Olson is doing an excellent job with the guy with. I think Fox needs to leave good enough alone and let Greg stay in the position. Let Tom, if Tom want to work his way up to the number one position, let him start small. Why should he get the number one spot? Because he's Tom Brady. He hasn't proven that he's one of the top color commentators yet, and I think he needs to earn that spot. So I think Tom's done playing. But as far as the broadcasting, I think he needs to earn that spot like he earned his number one football player spot.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what Revenite Nation has to say. Brady made it clear that he's retired on social media. All right, I'm going to turn the music off, man, since we got a little talk. This is Hot Topic for 5 for 5. Shannon Sharpe. Breaking news came this past week. He is leaving Undisputed. So now there's a sports talk divorce between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe that's on the horizon. I'm going to start with Coach, and then we'll go around. I'm not going to time you because we got a little bit of time to talk about this before 1 o'clock. What were your initial thoughts when you heard about the breakup, Coach?
I don't know if I was surprised because they've been having some behind the scenes or serious kind of beef for a minute. And it kind of got to a point where they just, I guess, couldn't be on the set with each other. You know, they do that little fist bump. That's part of the show, big deal. But Shannon has the podcast Club Shay Shay that's doing well. But Red, I know I'm finna steal what you gonna say, but I saw what Stephen A said. If Shannon want to come on the show, he'll be glad to bring him on. Ratings bump, and if he goes there to hear Stephen A and Shannon on the same show, that's all I'm gonna say. I can't say anything else about that show coming to close to the NFL season.
Red.
Yes, sir. I guess I was initially surprised for a minute because it looked like they haven't had any issue for a while now since the Hamlin issue. But I can't say I'm totally shocked because of the issues they had. But I don't really think this is stemming. I don't even think this is stemming from the Damar Hamlin incident. If anything, I think this is stemming from the disrespect when Skip disrespected Shannon over that Tom Brady issue. Now, if anything led to this right here, it would be that issue, not the Damar Hamlin issue, but the variety of issues that we are just finding out behind the scenes as far as Skip control and whatnot. I'm not surprised. I mean, look, Fox F1 gave Skip Bayless his own show. Of course, he was going to be in charge and control most of the aspects of the show. Anybody who's surprised about that is crazy. Now,
right.
Shannon, I don't know what you expected. I mean, as far as topic, I'm not surprised Skip is being a dictatorship on his own show. Now, I thought maybe him and Shannon had a better rapport than they have, but obviously, we come to find out that they have not. Skip is being a total control freak behind the scenes. And Shannon, if you're surprised about that, dude, you haven't been paying attention the last 20 years because this is who the guy is. The guy's a sports nut. The guy's pretty much told everybody in the world sports is his number one thing. He even told his wife sports is his number one thing. This is Skip Bayless. This is who he is. He's not going to change, okay? Now, anybody that's working with the guy, you either have to accept his personality as is, or you probably is not going to want to work with him. Shannon did it for 6 years. He hung out as much as he could, but eventually, look, Shannon's an alpha male. I'm not shocked, but I'm kind of surprised because it seemed like they had a somewhat of a decent rapport. I mean, going back and forth, Shannon on his side, Skip on his side, they're not the same personality, so you don't want two people who are the same debating. They're both different in their aspects. So, look, okay. I mean, I'm probably gonna miss these two arguing daily like they do. But if, like your coach said, but if Shannon goes to ESPN and teams up with Stephen A. Smith, that would be something I would love to see how Skip reacts to Shannon teaming up with Stephen A. Smith. Who they going to get to replace Shannon? Remains to be seen. But I got a few choices I think will work.
All right, Amani.
This was in the making. I mean, to be completely honest, after that whole Tom Brady fiasco, I knew that it was, Shannon leaving was imminent. You can't discredit and disrespect somebody like that out of all the stuff that he's done in his career, just to shine light onto somebody else's career. I mean, what they bought Shannon and what Tom Brady both done is Hall of Fame, but I mean, you can't disrespect your co-host to, uplift somebody else, when all your co-host is doing is trying to call a spade a spade. You just don't do stuff like that. I don't blame him. I would have been left after that incident. And then with a DeMar Hamlin situation, that didn't help either. That just added more fuel to the fire. So, Hey, Shannon, I'm happy that you left because Skip was very disrespectful towards you. And like I said, I would have been left.
All right. Let's see what Revenant Nation has to say about it. Maurice Pro said it was inevitable since Skip tried him by mocking his career on the air. That was unprofessional and uncalled for. Jerome K said it wasn't surprised because these kinds of shows always have some turnover. They had a good run together. I'm sure that Shannon is leaving without a place to land. He may have to stay off air for about 4 months. So I don't think he will because that was part of the buyout. He probably took less money out of the buyout, so he didn't have to deal with a no-compete clause. And let's not forget, his club Shay Shay has quite a few followers.
Yeah.
On YouTube. So he's landed nicely, even if he just stays with podcast. Maurice Thor says Shannon Sharp will chill a few months and pop up with SAS just in time for football season. Shannon Sharp and SAS wouldn't be a good mix.
It'd be entertaining.
It would be interesting. Now, I want to hear you all's take because I was listening to former host or co-host of Speak for Yourself, Marcellus Wiley. He has his own podcast.
I check it out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm listening to at work, real.
Okay. He said that what he believes happened is that when Undisputed first started, Skip was here and Shannon was here. Now with the evolution of Undisputed, Skip is struggling with the fact that Shannon has actually usurped Skip's popularity. Do you all agree with that take?
I'm gonna say yes because especially for their topics, right? They mostly talk about football and basketball, right? Especially, I won't say they don't talk about college football much, but as far as NFL football and the insight that Shannon brings, because Shannon, he gonna bring you the facts and the stats, versus Skip gonna bring you more so his feelings and how he feels. So, with that being said, Shannon already had the credibility to even talk about sports. Now that he got his swag. Now he's, like you said, he's ascended Skip Bayless. So, I mean, and that's just what it is. That's what I think exactly what happened. I think that, when Skip said what he said about Shannon when it came to Tom Brady, I think he been holding that in because it's like, man, this dude, he really is that guy because he can talk about football because he played it and he's a Hall of Famer. So I think that Skip kind of got jealous a little bit. So I think that was Skip's way of kind of acting out. So I definitely agree that Shannon has ascended over Skip Bayless as an analyst because he's been on there long enough. He talks very well and he doesn't bring his feelings into it. And then he has the pedigree to even say the things that he say.
Ray, you got to jump in. You say, I could say you like Marcellus's take.
he definitely made a good point. Now, personally, this is my personal opinion. Shannon, to me, was already above Skip anyway before the show began. I mean, Skip is a journalist. Okay, he's a journalist. He writes and talks about sports. Shannon is a Hall of Fame NFL football player. Okay, now to me, Skip was very smart by choosing Shannon as his co-host because he knew by choosing Shannon would bring the audience that Skip could not bring to his show. And like you say, Rev, you even watch. I don't think Rev, you would have been watching the show as traditionally as you would without Shannon Sharp takes on it every morning. I doubt you would have been watching it just to listen to Skip Bayless' takes.
Right.
So Skip was smart in that aspect, and his mistake was alienating that aspect because now Skip, I honestly don't think Skip can find another co-host as diverse and has got as much swag and it can compete with him on those type of topics as Shannon Sharp. True, he might get a Chris Broussard or a Rob Parker or a Michael Irvin, but we all know Shannon is his own man, and you ain't telling Shannon. So when Shannon come with an opinion, you know Shannon is coming what he feels about something, and it ain't just what he's talking to appease Skip Bayless. You know what I'm saying, or to keep Skip happy. So as far as that aspect, like I say, I'm not surprised. I understand when Marcellus Wallace's take, but Marcellus Wallace had it wrong. When that show started, to me, Shannon was already up here with Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless was up here in the journalistic world. Shannon was up here as far as the football and sports world, and it's the outside opinions world. Because, like you say, more people want to hear Shannon Sharp opinions on things than Skip Bayless's opinions. And we pretty much know what Skip Bayless' opinion on things. He loves LeBron, he loves Tom Brady, and he loves to get on black athletes when they make mistakes. So, we know Skip Bayless is shit. Okay, so I mean, I guess Marcellus Wallace definitely made some good points on this podcast.
I'm just gonna add this. Who do you think could be a potential replacement? Because I think Undisputed is going to fall into the same situation that First Take experienced when Skip Bayless left Stephen A., where it was uneven. It was almost like Max Kellerman was Stephen A.'s punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't an equal fight. That was one of the things that made Undisputed very good, as Reds used the word Shannon being his own man. That's going to be a problem because Skip doesn't have as much respect for too many other people. Like if you bring Broussard on, it's not even.
No.
You bring somebody like Rod Parker, which they wouldn't, it's not even.
No.
You know, the only
what about Michael Irvin?
Michael Irvin, I don't want to hear him for 2.5 hours.
Me neither.
Good point. That's a good point, Real. Yeah, man. 2 hours of that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deal with that. So it's going to be interesting. Any names, Coach? Go ahead.
Can I take you outside the box?
Who?
Kendrick Perkins.
Mm.
Personality-wise, he's good.
Mm.
I don't think he lead. ESPN.
But the thing is with that,
all the love he got at ESPN to go over there and deal with Skip every day. I mean, I understand it's a good choice. It's an interesting choice, Coach. I just think Kendrick Perkins is kind of happy at I think he's happy at ESPN where he can do his own little thing. He turned into his own little character at ESPN, and I think he's happy right there. Putting him and Skip together. I don't know.
Go ahead, Amanda.
I'm sorry, Rev, but I don't know because I haven't seen, because that show mostly talks about football. I haven't seen Perkins really talk about football like that. So he'll give us a little insight, but it's not like he could give you a complete analysis of college and NFL football. So, basketball, they talk about it, but they don't, that really just be LeBron, and they be debating about the GOAT debate. That's how you know what I mean? So, but that show is based on in the and the foundation of that show is football. So,
but Armani, to that point, I go to you. You didn't know don't know really a lot about Major League Baseball, but you came with an excellent Phillies analogy. So hey, Perkins he had to bone up on his football.
yeah, I mean that's because I had to brush up on it though. Like before,
Right,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
and our money was reading off something when he was giving his take. I don't know if you could notice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I think, Coach, from a basketball standpoint, that's a great selection because Kendrick has definitely developed into becoming a polarizing analyst. I think Amani does bring out a great point. His football analysis may be very, 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 very limited, and they spend a lot of time on football, so it may not work. Now, Jerome Case brings, it's not Marcus Wiley, Marcellus Wiley. Now, I have a person that may work, and he knows how to be his own man, but he would also respect Skip. And he's already on FS1. Who y'all think I'm talking about?
Acho?
Emmanuel Acho.
Emmanuel Acho. That could work.
He gonna leave now. He gonna leave Speak. Well, he number one on Speak to go over there and be number two with Skip.
I think Undisputed is a bigger platform than Speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just long as Acho don't try to show all his teeth like he usually do.
Yeah, Speak. I think Emmanuel is the star, but his stardom would go even higher if you pair him with Skip.
Yeah.
Now, Skip gonna respect Acho because Acho wasn't the player that Shannon Sharp was.
Acho wasn't a great football player, but he's very intelligent, and he
He is intelligent. He is definitely intelligent. I give him that. It's like he left some of the football skill. It's like this player real. Like Acho actually went to class. That's why Acho actually went to class and paid attention.
Yeah.
I remember on Twitter somebody brought up he works for Fox, Reggie Bush. I said Reggie Bush don't really have that personality.
No, you're not now.
Reggie Bush, he don't have that cat. He don't have that. He got the resume. He just don't have a TV personality like that. Oh, what
happened to Greg Jensen
or Joel Klatt?
Nah.
Klatt ain't leaving Gus.
No,
he ain't leaving Gus. He's an analyst. He ain't leaving Gus.
You got
honestly.
I love Joel Klatt. That's my Joel Klatt.
Klatt is a good broadcaster, man. An analyst for a broadcast. That's a different type of platform right there.
Gotcha. Okay.
You got to have.
It's not gonna be a white guy. It got to me like
do it every day. He can't do it every day.
No.
Gotcha.
He only talks college football.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think he's leaving Gus
Johnson.
Now, there you go. I don't know. Now that's his own man.
I just don't know if he and Skip Bayless would survive a week with each other.
That's what I'm saying. See, because the thing is about Skip Bayless is one of those people where you got to be like, you got to get in the mood to deal with Skip Bayless. Y'all know them family members y'all got where you just got to be like, you got to be in the mood for them. Like, you know what I mean? So,
and you got to have thick skin.
Yeah.
And you got to be professional. Like, that's the thing that Shannon did well.
Yeah.
There were two major things that people can surmise is the reason why he's leaving. But he kept it cool. He kept it professional. Even that show after he took the day off with the situation with my man DeMar and Skip Bayless did that show by himself trying to explain himself, and then he was supposed to come back and apologize.
That was ridiculous.
Shannon and Skip had some words. And then after that, Shannon dropped it and still did the entire show. And if you did not tune in to the first 10 minutes, you would have never known a big disagreement took place.
Right.
And I think that's the genius behind Shannon.
He could snap out of it.
He could just diffuse things and just like keep his mindset on, I got a job.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna make a big scene about it, but I'm gonna just go ahead on and do the job.
Red,
That's
I
Red.
don't know a lot of people. I know
Like he'll tell Jenny, just go ahead on with the topics. Let's go.
Yeah,
Jenny.
Keyshawn
Let's
Johnson
go.
would have probably just went in and they'd be arguing for 2 hours.
Red, what about your girl, Joy Taylor? She get a chance to talk.
That ain't how that. No, she.
yeah.
Skip
I thought about that. They're not gonna hire a woman. Personally, it's gonna have to be a black. It's gonna have to be a man. It's gonna have to be a black man.
Yeah.
Joy, you can't put another woman opposite Skip because that puts him in a bad position.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look like he's either taking advantage of a woman or he's going to say the wrong thing about a woman, and that's going to put him in deep trouble.
Yeah.
And
then he
then,
gonna be on TV.
exactly. And Joy ain't that type of personality. I think they tried it before. That's why Joy left the show before. Because Joy, if we notice, Joy is obviously very opinionated.
Very opinionated. Very
Hey,
opinionated.
Rev, or you can go with a real dark horse that likes to cause controversy. Shady McCoy.
Shady
He
struggle.
say too much BS to me.
He not even
Look at
he
his
not
face.
smart
I just
enough.
be like, what?
Shady's speech can be sometimes shady.
Right. He not smart enough to go back
No.
and forth with Skip. But
He
Skip
wouldn't do it in good faith.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be in
like,
good faith.
because you gotta know how Skip operates.
right.
You gotta know when Skip is talking facts versus his feelings. And then you gotta be able to deal with Skip on the slide trying to cut you down.
Yeah.
Because he cuts people off a lot. Yeah.
So it takes a certain person to be able to deal with the Skip Bayless. You know.
Right. That's why him and Shannon work so well. And that's what I'm saying. Shannon leaving, you better hope you can find somebody that match Shannon's personality, because if not, you don't mess your own show up.
You gotta find somebody that'll put up, because the problem ain't gonna be Skip putting up with somebody else. They gotta put up with him.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
he's all right though. He's not that bad when the camera's on roll. That's the thing.
you just gotta know who you working with. That's all.
Yeah, that's all about. Just know who he's working with.
Figure Skip out, and he's gonna he's gonna love on who he loves. He's gonna do these hot takes. He's gonna hate who he's gonna hate.
Yeah.
And he's gonna find a way to keep loving on those people he loves and keeps hating, no matter how well or bad they do. That's just Skip. And once you understand how you operate,
Like me and Rev.
What they could do is just everything go back to what it used to be, and he go back. If he go back to first tape,
No, they ain't gonna let him now.
huh?
And I don't think Stephen A. want him back because that would take away some of Stephen A.'s shine.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, somebody, another guy who wouldn't jump because he loved ESPN, but I think his mental ability, and he's smart enough to go back and forth with Skip, since y'all saying football, Ryan Clark.
Ooh. No, because they didn't have words though. I think him
Ryan
Ryan is professional. Ryan is about as professional as Shannon Sharp.
I don't know if Ryan Clark would tell Skip about himself.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Somebody said Richard Sherman. I said, oh, so y'all
no.
Y'all want to fight every week. That's a
they would, because Richard Sherman hated Skip while he was playing.
Yeah,
that
he did.
They be ready to
They got some classic
like 10, 15 years ago.
Sherman, Skip Bayless clips on YouTube right now when he would be a contributor on First Take as a player.
Yeah.
And Sherman
It would have to be somebody with a personality that's so confident, that's so professional. I'm gonna tell you something. It got somebody like a Grant Hill.
Who?
I don't think Grant Hill would want to talk. Somebody like a Grant Hill.
Grant Hill doesn't have a fire.
Right. I'm saying it got to be somebody with a professional with Grant Hill, but the fire of Shannon Sharp. Somebody can't be, insecure or Skip Bayless say one thing is back and forth arguing. It can't be that way. Like you say, names you give it up. We don't want to see nobody back and forth arguing and him and Skip arguing. They want somebody, both of them respect each other's positions and a debate like that.
Now this is an interesting name. It'll never happen. Chad Johnson.
Oh, they'll fight.
Oh,
Yeah, they'll be fighting. Yeah.
That'll be a
I
fight.
don't know. I think Skip has It's about the
He
same
has
respect
respect for
Chad.
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, he got respect for Chad. I don't
But
know. That
Chad
might
ain't
be
dumb.
somebody. That might be somebody to look into.
Yeah. I think that's not too far fetched. That was a good call right there.
And Chad can talk basketball too. So I mean,
Right.
yeah,
Chad knows sport. And Chad is the type of guy, he ain't gonna let nothing mess up his money.
For
yeah,
sure.
that's
So if he
true.
on that show making
That's
money,
true.
he
That's
ain't
true.
gonna let Skip say whatever. I just give my opinion, dog, but that my check's gonna keep coming. 'Cause I got some babies.
All right, gentlemen, that's good conversation. We're gonna probably bring
Hey, Chad Johnson, I would like to see that.
we'll bring it back up once somebody is chosen in the years.
Dominique Foxworth.
Nah, Dominique is a bit too cynical.
Yeah.
Oh, I know somebody, but
Who
he
you got, Coach?
Bomani Jones. Woo! Now that one would be
The only problem with Bomani is that I think to go opposite Skip,
Yeah, he too
it
serious.
might be better with the way Undisputed was shaped as it goes against a former professional athlete. But
Yeah.
Bomani would be good because Bomani will chump Skip out in an intelligent way.
Right. And I think with Skip be able to figure out, you're right about it, he definitely could chump him out in an intelligent way. I just hope it don't get too serious. But money, he way too serious. He doesn't have that sense of humor like that.
Bomani's seriousness is cynical.
Yeah.
It is.
He
Yeah.
clowns you with laughter. Like there's undertones. And it's
Yeah.
not very demonstrative.
No.
But it can be direct.
Right.
It can be direct.
Yeah.
He can't be that demonstrative real because of his size.
Yeah, that's true.
No, not a shot at you, Money. I know Money, you go physical with yours. Money is skinny. He like me, he a little dude.
Yeah.
Jerome said it won't be Willie McGinnis.
Oh, not Willie McGinnis. Oh Lord.
What? Are you Willie baby's lucky he ain't in jail somewhere.
He should. Yeah, I'm about to say that's where he probably should be.
Willie had it made on NFL Network. They wasn't gonna never fire him, and this dumb butt gonna go. Willie, I'm so disappointed in Willie.
You know what I thought about? If he went coaching, prime time.
I don't know how good Prime is with basketball.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know how much is crap of it. Well, it ain't like Skip would say anything about Dion, but Dion still one little mess up and Dion to lay in the Skip. But
I got somebody.
Uh-oh.
I might get banned from the show.
oh Lord, real.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, I guess.
LeVar Ball.
Oh! It would be entertaining.
Oh Lord.
It would be entertaining just to be. It'll be entertaining
Oh my God.
because LeVar can talk. LeVar can talk all the sport. I mean, the major sports. He can talk basketball and football. I'll give him that.
LeVar Ball has ruined his son's career with them cheap shoes he don't doggone had, okay? Yeah, but we done with LeVar. LeVar had his moment, and we're done with
It
it.
was fun. He had a good run. I mean, it was entertaining.
He
It
had a
was
good-
entertaining.
He had a good 10 minutes of fame.
Red, we got one more, and it would hurt the show though.
What's that?
Red.
Red is
Red is still bad. That's a fight.
Red,
That's a fight.
Red would be banned. because
Yeah,
he was
Red will
cut.
be banned.
He was
Yeah.
cut, for sure. He was cut.
How long, real, before they kick me off?
I get a week.
I
I
would
get a
give
week.
him about 10:30. Not even a full episode.
I give him a week.
From now,
Hey, don't let the powers that beat go out into my social media. Oh my God, they might get rid of me immediately.
yeah.
Like, well, we can't have this.
Once they vet Red and see all them Facebook posts, they're like, nah, we good.
Oh, 10:30? Yeah. The show ain't on.
They're like, man, we can't vet this guy. Look at his last Facebook post. Oh my God. Nah, that'd be crazy though. Just give me a chance to argue with Skip for 30 minutes. I would do it.
All right, gentlemen, man. Let's get ready to put a bow on the show. Let's see. Facts 10:30. Dana agrees.
10:30.
He'll be
Wow.
on the show. Jalen Rose.
He
Yeah.
know
Are you crazy?
he not
After
a
he
football.
insulted Skip
He not
Bayless,
he not a football enthusiast like that.
No.
See, a lot of these guys, y'all, they good on First Take because First Take kind of caters to basketball. Undisputed caters to football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now
no.
Jalen Rose insulted Skip Bayless. He will never work with that guy ever again.
All
Jalen
right.
Rose is the guy that put Skip on blast for being what his high school career, saying he only averaged a point a game.
Oh, that was Skip Bayless?
Yeah, that was Jalen Rose and Skip Bayless.
Oh, wow.
Why you think Jalen Rose never came? He never was allowed back to First Take when Skip was on the show.
Oh, nah, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now.
All right. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Who wants at it first?
I'll go. Miami, you have the right to, try and make an interesting series to give us something to look at. But, people have the right to vote. So,
All right. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how?
Braves, you got a right to fix this pitching staff. I mean, we're not out of it. We know we're close to being out of it yet. But if you don't fix this pitching staff, if you don't make a trade for a starter and maybe a reliever or two, dude, like Rev said earlier, we're going nowhere. It's just a pipe man's dream. We are going nowhere. The record don't mean anything. We have got to get this pitching more consistent. I mean, it's getting to the point now, even Strider, you can't even trust Strider to go out there and shut them down anymore. All of this is contagious. Morton contagious. Strider, Elder. The bullpen is just messed up the starters, and now the whole pitching staff is awry. Is in awry right now. So sorry, I'm messing up these words. But anyway, Braves, you got the right to fix this pitching staff, or you're gonna mess up this entire season. The bats can carry, but they can't carry by themselves. We gotta have a consistent double off each other. So come on, Braves, get that pitching in order. Don't ruin this season after you just had a great start. Usually you have a bad start and we got to catch up. Now we having a good start and you may blow it. So don't blow it. Fix this pitching before we do blow it. Come on, Alex, we need you now.
Armani.
Sixers front office, y'all have the right to
blow it up.
No, don't blow it up yet. Y'all need to finish what y'all started. Y'all need to finish it. You got Embiid. Nick Nurse, don't bring back James Harden, please. Well, if you do it in the means in the right direction that Rev was talking about earlier. But you got Joel Embiid, you got Tyrese Maxey. Y'all need to go ahead and put some more pieces in. Do what y'all move whoever y'all got to move to make the team better. Because what y'all been doing the past couple of years, it just ain't been working. You got Nick Nurse in now. Let him kind of bring his guys in. If he wants to go get somebody, big name, let him go get him. We've got to get over this second round hump. I'm tired of it.
All right, and I'll conclude. Denver Nuggets, you all have the right to sweep the Miami Heat so we can move on to the next phase, and that is the NBA draft, because this is boring TV, no storylines, no excitement. Just put the Miami Heat out of that misery, allow Morris throw extra time to grieve so he can be ready for the Miami Dolphins football season.
And he'll be grieving with them too. Because I ain't trusting this Dolphins no more. Not with that little injury-prone tour. I've seen the writing on the wall. And your Marlins ain't doing nothing, Maurice. I hate to be on you, buddy, but hey, you got to call like it is. Miami is on the way.
Well, Jerome Case is hoping Caleb Martin resurrects the Miami Heat. So that lets me know you're in trouble when you believing that a guy who hit 20 points for the first time in a playoff game is going to resurrect a team against the Nuggets. Nah, it ain't going to happen. But nevertheless, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 285 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We truly appreciate you all. participating with us. We'll be back next week, 11 o'clock. Same Facebook page and YouTube channel. We truly appreciate you all tuning in. Reverend Night Nation, y'all showed up and showed out. If you enjoyed the show, let somebody know that you are watching and let them get connected to the Red and Red Sports Show. And Jerome says just 2 games. The president said, look, I watch, gentlemen, it's time for me to depart. Got to hit the doctor, catch some fur-lined salmon shark. Go get it, Mr. President.
Yeah,
Do you, bro. Until next week, everybody be blessed. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. We'll see y'all next Saturday at 11 o'clock. Peace.